All right, y'all better listen up and listen up nice because I don't want to be talking about it all day, okay?
In this video, Hiko looking at the latest drama when it comes to Valorant esports, with Wardell speaking with Stewie, talking about XSET, talking about going pro in Valorant, starting off the stream, obviously for episode 5, but the chat was asking about the drama. Hiko wanted to address it, and this is what he had to say. My question to you is, what do you feel about all of this? Do you think that things were said that were fair, or do you think that this was a massive blunder? Would love to hear your take in the comments below.
If these leaked messages are what they seem, the ego of Wardell to call everybody brain dead in Valorant and pooping on almost every NA team that actually grinds the F out of this game, mate, TSM literally got better when they got rid of you. Read the effing room. Holy sheesh, George, you went hard. Everyone's going to be like, yo, Hiko, what's your take on the Wardell drama? Bro, I don't care. It means nothing to me. This is typical NA things. Everybody hates on everyone. Everyone thinks everyone's terrible. The worst players have the biggest egos. I'm not calling Wardell the worst player. These semi-pros think they're better than Prime Navi. These semi-pros thinking they're better than Astralis when they were in their air. Like, bro, who cares? I don't care. All right, y'all better listen up and listen up nice because I don't want to be talking about it all day, okay? It's like I'm in an interview room here. How about that one? Good enough. Wait under the seal for the release of Pearl? What do you mean? All right, here's my take on the drama that y'all are so crazy about. I don't care. I don't care. Quip it and ship it. I will say that. Okay, sorry, that was a little too alpha. So here's my real thoughts. Everybody in NA thinks everybody else is bad, unless you're the #1 team. Except when you're Sentinels, then everyone still thinks you're bad. You could win the tournaments, and it's just I don't want to say it's the way NA is. It's just going back to CS, going probably back to all the esports. Every NA player, okay, we don't use the word every. Most NA players just thinks everybody else is worse than them. They could be the 30th best team in the US, and they still think that they are the best team. They will pick out a player or a certain play and just be like, wow, have you seen that? That's terrible. You have sauce in your mustache? Oh well, deal with it. I don't know if that's a European thing, but it's definitely existed in NA for a long time. I can't just say it's only an NA thing because I don't know how it is in Europe among their top teams and stuff. What you missed here, let me pull it up if you really want to see it. You got to go to George, get his. Let's see. It's basically this. This is the drama everyone's freaking out about. If these leaked messages are what they seem, the effing ego of Wardell to call everybody brain dead now and pooping on almost every NA team that actually grinds the F out of this game. TSM got better, blah 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 blah. And it's basically a leaked DM between Stewie and Wardell saying essentially that everybody in the game is bad. And he says, he doesn't say XSET is terrible. He just says, I don't think XSET is that good. Okay, let's not, you know, let's not lose ourselves here. I don't care, honestly. I just don't want to, I don't want to sit here and be like, oh, what do you think, what's your take on the drama? I don't care, firstly. Secondly, the only other thing I'm going to say is, I do somewhat agree with George Geddes that the second you turn into that player or that person publicly, and this is not just a Wardell and Stewie thing. This is more of a, this is like a a thing that goes beyond just Valorant and most esports. The second you turn into that guy that is just roasting everybody, bro, mate. We'll use George Geddes' word, mate. If you turn into that mate, that person, that player, mate, you're alienating yourself from, I feel like, a lot of people. Orgs aren't going to want you. If you're that outspoken, orgs won't want you. Players won't like you. Xset, I bet you now Xset's not going to like Wardell. Like, you better be like a simple if you're going to do that. You better be so good that nobody cares about your personality. And especially players. Like, there's not many players that will put up with, let's just say that. So, yeah. I think it's the wrong thing to do. I think it's much better for your public image to just always kind of be positive and always kind of lift everybody up instead of punching down, and instead of like it's like a psychology thing. Instead of finding the worst in people, you find the best in people, you know? Instead of saying, I don't think Xset is that good, you'd be like, man, Def on Xset, man, he calls a good game. You don't have to say, I think Poi sucks. Nobody thinks Poi sucks, you know? You call the good instead of the bad. You're taking for so long before you play when you stream. This is annoying to the watcher. You don't have to be a watcher, bud. Maybe go and call your mom. Take a little break. No one's forcing you to be here, little man. I'm sure there's plenty of people that just got here right now. No, they don't have to sit through the intro if they don't want to. And ain't nobody keeping you here. Ain't nobody forcing you. He didn't leak it on purpose. It was an accident, not intended for public. No, I know that, but you better do everything you can to make sure it doesn't leak. Because if you're that way privately and it leaks and you're not that way publicly, then I feel like that's just as bad. So, and I will say that there's a lot of people that are like that. It's just, you know, it sucks that it leaked, and now it's hard to it's hard to come back from that once you've done that, I think. When does Valorant go live? I think they said like an hour. Or maybe 3. I don't know. What does it come back up, chat? Somebody tell me. It's almost worse. What leaked? Basically, Wardell had a conversation with Stewie in private on Steam and accidentally leaked it to the world. And he basically said NA is bad and stupid, and the only good team is Optic and kind of Xset, but Xset's not that good. So, yeah. And George Geddes is getting on him. That's all there is. Who messages through Steam? Anyways, you'd be surprised. A lot of people. It's a lighthearted private convo with a friend. I mean, you're not wrong, but it's bad. I can see both sides. On one side, I don't really care at all. It doesn't affect me. I don't care. And I think George is going a bit hard on him, given it's kind of like the NA mentality to think that everyone else sucks. But yeah, I don't know. I can't really take a side. I personally don't think it's bad. I do think it's bad. I personally don't think it's like this much drama, because it's just like I don't care personally. Maybe that's because I'm not a pro anymore, or maybe that's just because I've heard for so many years that everyone thinks NA is terrible, and everyone in NA thinks everyone else in NA is terrible, so it's just not surprising to me. It's a slow news day for the community. Yeah, kind of. You're playing without delay, yeah. That type of mentality should be encouraged, I mean, I don't know about encouraged. If every person in NA had this mentality, and if everybody was just roasting everybody else for like being terrible, I think that would make for a lot of hate. I mean, there already is a lot of hate, like between the players and between the orgs. I mean, Sentinels did a good job of making everyone hate them. Not their players, but their org with like the tweets and everything. But would you ever see like Steph Curry go out? I mean, you can't. I guess like real sports is so much different than esports because there's no way like a private conversation gets leaked like that. But like, imagine if Steph Curry goes out and is like, "Man, LeBron James, he's so terrible. He's short. He can barely hit a shot. He's washed. He's the dumbest player in the world." Like, bro, he's gonna get some hate for that.
Obviously, to get Hiko's full take, you'll have to actually have a look at his stream VOD to see, but this is just a gist of it. Now, this actually isn't the first time that we've reported on leaked Steam images specifically, and I think it's definitely an interesting one to say the least. I remember last time we looked at this was actually over 2 years ago, seeing some drama, I think, between people like Food, Crashies, etc. This was back when Valorant Esports wasn't even, I don't think we even had First Strike back then, but either way, leaked images in esports is nothing that new. But what are your thoughts? Do you think that this is a big deal or not? You know, I personally, I'm not involved in the esports scene enough to know how people feel about it really, but definitely an awkward situation for the show. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below.